You know what happens when a client enters a room and then comes the salesman, one leaves. Avoiding that painful conversation. That's why I thought of 10 ways you can have winning conversations with your clients. So, sis, you got to get the sale. In the end, you want to be able to build trust. You want to be able to feel good about what you're doing. And you want to be able to start a real connection with people that's on the other side of a sale. Now, listen, I know. How do you really do it? How do you remember to make a person feel genuine, to make a person feel open to what you're delivering? I'm going to show you why it's important and how you can have a winning conversation with your clients. Number one, you're going to start with real connection talk. Let's get right into it. You don't want to throw out a sales pitch when you enter the room or when you get an opportunity to be face to face with a client or a potential. So you might say something like, "So how's it really going today? Cease, how are you really doing? Cease, tell me, what would make this easier for you?" People only really remember how you make them feel. I mean, I could go on for days about how we met, where we met, but the most important thing that you leave with me is the feeling. You get that? The feeling. This is the best way to perfect the script by getting it feeling and not being so pitchy and so scripty every time you talk about your products. Okay. So number two, you can have a winning conversation when you ask more questions than you tell. Ask more than you tell. And you can use questions like, what made you reach out to me? Do we have some connections, some friend connections, do we have some personal connections that made you reach out about to me about my products? Or you might say something like, what's the biggest thing you need support with right now? Now, what client wouldn't jump to answer a question like that? It sounds so supportive, so engaging. Very good way to open a conversation, especially if you leading a group or on stage. What's the biggest thing you need support with right now in your business? I'm sure you can answer that for yourself. Next, I want you to match their energy. Okay, that's number three. This is a great way to have a winning conversation and come out on the goal side of the talk after you've had this hard conversation or this hard introduction. Don't get me wrong. I know selling is not the easiest thing to do. It can make you feel really crummy on the inside sometimes if you're not doing it right. So number three, I urge that you match their energy. And we've talked about this before, mirroring, this psychological way of attracting your client to you, matching their energy, then lead them gently to the water, okay? So to speak. Now, if they're hyped up, you meet them there. Get hyped up with them. Oh, I know, I feel the same way. And that's why I know this service is great for you and your team. Now, if they feeling nervous, they'll show it. They might even say it. But I want you to mirror their vibe no matter what it is, my girl, because you don't want to lose your grounding with this person, with this potential. Okay? Because the whole idea of you being in business, of you creating offers, of you creating products, is so that you get your greatness out there and that you're able to service people and solve as many problems as you can. So this is a great way to have a winning conversation and come out on the goal side of this sale. So you would match their energy even if they feeling a little low. I want you to mirror the vibe so that you keep a common ground with this client. Okay. Number four, you're gonna validate their feelings. Even if they feeling frustrated or unsure, you're gonna validate them and let them know it's okay. Look, I hear you. I know. I compromise. I can understand. I can commiserate that. Sounds tough. Okay. I want you to validate their feelings because this is going to build trust with them. This is going to build an emotional connection. This is going to help set you apart from those other salespeople in the room that's being pushy or aggressive or not smiling even. I want you to validate them to let them know they are not alone and that you are just not the run of the mill transaction looking for service. Okay. Next, number 6. No, I'm sorry, number 5. I missed that. Let me get my notes up. You're going to let them see the possibility, okay? You're going to paint a vision for them. And this is going to set the conversation to go in such a great area. You're going to paint the vision. You're going to say words like, picture this. Girl, imagine 6 months from now, and you use this product faithfully, you're going to have more peace, more time on your hands. You're getting more aligned at the same time. Okay, you're going to spell it out to them, so to speak, so that they can see. And this is how you create the feeling with the senses. So you give them something to see. You speak in images. That's how we building. That's how we attracting and retaining the right customers for our services. Okay. Number 6, we're going to speak to the results, not just about the service. So people are not buying your service. They're not using their money because they like the way the service is. People are looking for the results. So don't say, I offer 3 sessions. I offer 3 bundles. I got 3 packages. No, you're going to say, these 3 sessions will help you go from money stressed to money strong. Speak in results, because just remember, you are not in the service business. You in the results business. As crazy as it may sound. Yes, the service is a good way to put it out there, but in the end, you selling results, not the service. Okay. So number 7, you're going to address the objections like a friend, not like a business person, not like the boss. If the price is feeling like a stretch to them, talk about what it's worth to them. Okay. And not to stay stuck on this one issue. You don't want them to be stuck right there. You want to push them to make sure they make the right decision, but not like you trying to push them to buy, but more like a friend. Hey, listen, if this feel like a stretch, I understand. Let's come back to this in 6 months and see how you feel about it, okay? So you're going to address the objection and not just leave them hanging, because you don't want to leave a friend in the gap, all right? Number 8, you're going to be transparent as possible, because people start to feel real iffy about you when you're not. People going to feel real iffy about you if you begging them to buy your stuff. So you're going to present your price with ease, confidence. Remember the value there, because that's where a lot of salespeople get thrown off the deal. They don't want to put their price out there for the value. They pricing it according to what it looked like it's worth, but they not pricing it according to the value, because they don't have the confidence in the service or the product yet. But I promise you, if you just relax, you're not begging. You're going to set your price and say it with ease. If they not ready, they not ready. That's perfectly all right. Bless them and keep it moving, because somebody is. That luxury energy is out there for somebody. All right? So be transparent and unbothered. Number 9, we're going to end with empowerment. When we try to make a connection through conversation, we don't want to use pressure, but more empowerment. Okay? So whatever you choose, whatever it is that you want to win, and you feel called and led to push this idea, whatever you take this idea, you're going to take along the work that goes into the idea, of course, but not the pressure. So you don't want to be talking about, oh, it was so hard putting this program together. I have had so many issues. I've ran into so many bumps, and that's why I'm charging the way I'm charging. And I just want you to be able to understand why the program is so important to me. And no, we're not going to take that into the room with us, because I know there was blood, sweat, and tears behind this. But instead, we're going to use empowerment, not the pressure. Okay. And number 10, we're going to follow up with grace. And follow up is fine. A lot of people get thrown off with that too. They don't want to do the follow up. It feels like an extra, feel like you're doing too much. But the follow up can be done with grace. And that's especially if they didn't decide to purchase right away, or they didn't decide to join right away. 24 hours later, 48 hours later, maybe you would send an email, but make it heartfelt. Make it honest. Hey, just checking in. Still holding a space for you. I'm sure a breakthrough will come through. And just let me know whenever you're ready. I'm here. Okay? So there you have it. We're going to follow up with grace. Now, I am so proud of you for sticking through all the way to the end of this video. I hope that you will download that free worksheet that I'm adding here for you to be able to remember these tactics, how to keep this conversation on a 10, how to be remembered when you're having conversations with potential clients and people that can support you. It's important that our words lead us and keep us in the right spaces. Okay, so there you have it. Join me in my next video. You don't have to go anywhere. You can click right over there, jump on in, and I will see you over there in the next video, where we are going to discuss how to stand out and speak up in a room. Okay, all right, I will see you there.